So, Blaine,
Yeah.
let's
do
get
this.
this. Let's do this.
No, I'm ready. Let's go ahead. Let's start the show off.
So
I don't
you
get it. That's fine.
So you don't like chocolate cake.
No.
You don't
Hate
like
it.
chocolate pie,
Hate it.
but you love brownies and chocolate ice cream.
Like brownies, chocolate ice cream is my favorite ice cream. And I can sit here and say, if you put a thing of chocolate cake in front of me, and you put a bowl of chocolate ice cream, they don't taste anything alike.
But here's my thing.
It's
that
chocolate.
cake in there was chocolate ice cream cake.
But-
and the cake was that much of it, and the ice cream was that
But
much.
the chocolate cake was what, David? It was in the ice cream. So I'm not going to like the ice cream if the chocolate cake's in it.
I don't
right?
get it.
How does that not make
It's
sense?
the flavor, though. Why they don't take
It's a different flavor.
How can you
The
like
taste
brownies?
of chocolate cake.
But you
How
like-
can
you like
is a
other cake.
different flavor than the taste of chocolate
Look,
ice cream
I'm not
and
even
brownies.
I'm not even worried about the cake versus ice cream, okay? But how can you sit here and say you don't like chocolate cake, but you like chocolate brownies? That's way more similar.
Because they
than ice
don't
cream.
taste the same.
But you like other cake.
I don't know. I don't.
Oh,
know.
Right.
I love vanilla cake. I like
Red velvet.
Red velvet. Love red velvet.
Wow.
Yeah. It's just it's a certain taste thing. It's more of a texture thing with pudding, the chocolate pudding. I don't like any type of pudding. The texture just freaks me out. I don't like it.
My goodness.
But the chocolate cake, the texture and just the way it tastes, I'm just not a fan. I wouldn't even say I don't like it. I hate it.
And you claim to be a man of the people.
I know.
I am a man of the
I know
people
more
because I can
about
sit here
you
and be
today.
honest with you. You want me to lie to you, the people of the Booster Club, and tell you I like chocolate cake? No, I won't. I'm going to be honest and give you the truth. That's what I'm about.
I'm just waiting for you to pull a jazz flute out and start playing it. Kentucky basketball coach John Calipari disrespects the football program. Deshaun Watson will take the field tonight for the Browns, and Shane Beamer shines a light on what makes college football great. I'm Jake Crane. It's Flamin' Dragon Friday. Hopefully Blaine doesn't burn the studio down. Head coach John Calipari found himself in an awkward spot yesterday after saying, and I quote, about Kentucky, "This is a basketball school. It's always been that. Alabama's a football school, and so is Georgia. Now, I hope the football team wins 10 games, but this is a basketball school, and we need to keep pushing in that direction." And that got an instant reaction on social media from Kentucky head football coach Mark Stoops, who said, "Basketball school? I thought we competed in the SEC." Now, there's a lot to unpack here. First off, Cal is right. Kentucky is a basketball school. But why are you up here causing problems for no reason? I also know the sun is the star and not to walk into traffic. I don't need you to tell me obvious things, let alone disrespect the entire football program. Now, some Kentucky fans will say that he said this because he wants a new practice facility upgrade ASAP. But if Kentucky was such a basketball school, why is Coach Cal out here having to beg for it like Oliver Twist? In my eyes, if you're having to convince the people at Kentucky to give you a new practice facility for basketball, then it must not be going great. And if you look at what Cal has actually accomplished at Kentucky recently, he isn't exactly balling out. Nobody has done less with more than John Calipari. Kentucky basketball recruits itself and has more tradition than the entire country of Ireland, yet Cal only has one championship since he took over the job in 2009. They haven't been to a Final Four since 2015 and just got bounced out in the first round by a school in St. Peter's that nobody outside of actually St. Peter has ever heard of. Now, on the flip side, Mark Stoops has done wonders with the football program. He's elevated them past relevancy and has the Kentucky fan base juiced up about football. So Cal may be a little bit peanut butter and jelly here. Now, Stoops' teams have won 10 games twice in the last 4 years and their last 4 bowl games. And now teams respect Kentucky in football, and the program is only getting better. Mark Stoops has done more with less than just about anybody, which is the inverse of Calipari, who has more resources than the Library of Congress, yet can't consistently bring home the big one. Now, what Cal said can only hurt Kentucky as a total school, and friendly fire is never the answer. Now, while I do think Cal's a good coach, he is an elite. I'm sorry. And he probably just needs to be quiet and maybe try to win something that matters for the first time in a while. I'm going to bring in my co-host, David Cohn, Flaming Dragon over here, the Mustache Dragon.
It is Friday.
It is Flaming Dragon Friday. Whew. Guys, I know Kentucky's a basketball school.
Is it?
Duh. Not arguing that. Not going to argue that. Everybody knows that. But why, if you're Coach Cal, Why come out and say this?
Can't do it.
Why?
Can't do it. These comments were made out of frustration. And to be honest with you, I find them disrespectful to the entire university. When I went to Michigan, I knew that the football program was a central focus.
Yep.
But I loved nothing more than when the hockey team had a big win. We wanted the baseball team to win championships, basketball, softball. It was one of the cooler aspects of going and competing for a university. So to me, if you're John Calipari, you don't make these comments even if you've won back-to-back national championships and your football team hasn't won anything. You don't even make them then. You especially don't make these comments when you got bounced in the first round of the NCAA tournament, haven't made a Final Four since 2015, and the football team is on the rise. A good football team will help the basketball program. See, when I was in high school, there was a little bit of a rivalry between our football coach and our basketball coach because the same number of kids are going to go to the school no matter what, right? So you want the best athletes on the football team if you're the football coach. You want the best athletes on the basketball team if you're the basketball coach. That's not how it works in college. A great Kentucky football team should help get even better recruits in there.
Yeah, well, again, and he used the example of, well, Alabama's a football school and Georgia's a football school. Yes, that's true. You think Nick Saban's got to go beg for facilities? You think Kirby Smart's got to go beg for facilities? The fact that Cal has to beg and do something like this out in the public eye to get what he wants lets me know he really don't have the juice like I think a lot of people think. Because, again, you have underachieved. Look at Kentucky's recruiting classes. I guarantee you if Mark Stoops was signing number 1, number 2, number 3 recruiting classes, he'd have more hardware than Cal did. And you better thank your lucky stars that Anthony Davis was the dog that he was, or you wouldn't have one. I'm telling you, Cal should be sponsored by Charmin Ultra. Less is more, man. And he does less with more than anybody. And it's a bad look. And kudos to Mark Stoops for not sitting there and taking it.
Yeah.
That shows me a lot about Mark Stoops. He's not going to sit there and listen to the guy in his ivory tower that gets everything he wants, at least until this point, when he's got his pot out looking at the donors at Kentucky like, please, good sir, please give me a basketball facility. Maybe we can beat a school that has 1,100 people in the whole school that nobody's ever heard of. I'll tell you, I think Cal is about Cal. I think Calipari is about Calipari. I think he's a me guy. He's always been a me guy. That's why Coach Cheney from Temple was about to hunt him down after that press conference and beat him up in front of everybody.
Cal's like that girl who's 16 from Orange County who didn't get a Mercedes.
Yeah.
It's like, Dad, I wanted my skateboard out of the shop. You know, Cal's been used to swimming around waters where he was the biggest fish. He's been eating everything, but now he's swimming around and there's a little less food. You know, then he stares across the pond and Mark Stoops staring at him in the eyes. Because really think about it. It goes back to what you said. Without Anthony Davis, what have you done? What have you really done? You just lost to St. Peter's, who I didn't know was a real school until they played them in the NCAA tournament. And after that, and Mark Stoops. And the way Mark Stoops built his team, it's all, you go back and look at it, it's not on flash. You know, it's not on doing the crazy things. It's toughness. It's guys being together. And hell, you go look this year, Kentucky has a chance to have a couple first-round picks.
Yeah. Wan'Dale Robinson's balling out right now.
Kentucky is slowly rising in football, and Cal might hate it. Cal really might hate it, but he could take a beautiful page out of Bruce Pearl's notebook, baby, and we are an everything school when he talks about Auburn. Because at the end of the day, you're all in it together. Revenue's revenue. The better the football team is, you're going to get a little cut of that. It just happens. You want everybody to win at your school. And the more you look at Cal and the more you listen to what he says, it's all about me, us as in the basketball team, and never about the university. And hell, that's what's been holding them back from winning a lot of championships.
Yeah, and here's the thing. Look at the SEC in basketball, too.
On the rise.
Look around a little bit. Kentucky doesn't scare people like they used to. There's no, oh, it's Kentucky and Florida. Everybody else bow to Kentucky. Go look at the records. Go look at win-loss. Again, it's starting to change, and I'm telling you, I think Cal is a little bit nervous. He's a little bit nervy because he could be the one that ends up, not saying Kentucky will ever be irrelevant in basketball. They've got too big of a fan base, too much tradition, and too great of facilities, but they're starting to just, you know, you're adding teams to the table. They're not sitting at the head of the table anymore. You play Kentucky, nobody's fearing them. They're hunting them. They want them.
I'd like to know what the Kentucky fans in the chat are saying about this, because Kentucky basketball has a legitimate shot to compete for a national championship next March, as they always do.
They always do.
But again, this Kentucky football program is on the rise, and Mark Stoops has done it the right way. I can't imagine even the most diehard John Calipari fan, who's going to be extremely excited if he goes and wins a championship in early April next year. I can't imagine that fan is accepting.
But again, look in the comments. Anybody tell me in the comments how this is good for Kentucky?
Not.
Name one way this is good for Kentucky. And guess what? Another thing we're talking about, having a good basketball team is good for the football team. It's not just about the optics and the fans and stuff like that. When the basketball team sees that the football team's balling, it makes them want to win. It's a real thing, and vice versa. All of a sudden, the football team's looking at the basketball team like, man, they just went to the Final Four. Guys, we got to hold our end of the bargain. Baseball team just went to Omaha. We got to hold our end of the bargain. That's a real thing. But again, there's no way to spin this in that it doesn't look bad for Cal. And I tell you what, if it doesn't go good this year, if it doesn't go good, I would not be surprised if we look back and this is used by people in power to go ahead and knock Cal down a couple.
Cal's got some. Calipari might be the Chris Paul of coaching.
Why you say that?
He got one, but I mean, what does Chris Paul want? He's always there. He's got the talent. There's always talent around him, but he never wins.
But we don't.
He never wins.
We don't hear drama from Chris
I'm not talking about the drama part. I'm talking about on a winning standpoint.
He's known as a good teammate.
True. I'm talking about on a winning standpoint.
Yeah.
Maybe put the drama out of it, but Chris Paul, it's every year with Kentucky. Every year with Cal, they got the players. They're a foot in to win the championship, and then they get there and they do what? They blow it.
They blow it.
I have to give a shout out to Brian Harsin and Bruce Pearl, though, at Auburn.
Yeah, it's high-level trolling.
I mean, Brian Harsin tweeted that photo of him with Bruce Pearl and said, everything school.
Yeah,
I love it.
Smart.
I love it.
Smart. It's smart. And this Auburn-Kentucky rivalry, yeah, you better win on the field.
It's on the right track.
Yeah, but it's a smart play. But what's the chat saying?
Okay, Travis Elrod, #AskCrane&Company. Mark Stoops has had a lot of success. Why hasn't he been hired by a more prominent football program?
I think, well, he just signed an extension. I think Mark has found himself kind of his place. You know, where again, he's the guy that's helped resurrect that football program. So he's going to get what he wants. He's not worried. He doesn't have to worry about getting fired, really. And he doesn't have to win 10 games a year. He doesn't have to win 10, 11 games a year or play for a national championship every other year. You win 9 games at Kentucky, you coach at Kentucky forever. You're winning bowl games. You're having success. You're relevant again. I think he's found his honey hole. And look, when you've coached as long as some of these guys have, like look at Lane Kiffin at Ole Miss. Lane's done the USC thing. He's done the NFL thing. He was the OC at Bama. I think he's found a place that can let him be himself, where the pressure is not just absolutely just crushing you every single year. Sometimes these guys, you know, if it ain't broke, don't fix it. I think Stoops is happy at Kentucky. I think Stoops realizes he can win at Kentucky, and they're only getting better, and he built it from the inside out.
All right, Papa Link 90 said, one could argue MSU, which would be Michigan State University,
I know,
is a better basketball school than football. Izzo's a top all-time college basketball coach, but he respects the hell out of the Michigan State football team.
Yes, and again, when have you really seen this before? I'm trying to think the last time that a coach of one of the major 3 sports, baseball, football, and basketball, has come out and taken kind of an indirect shot at the other major sport program at the same university. In my mind, I can't think of anything. Like, this is so out of bounds and just inefficient and dumb. It is what it is, and I guarantee you he regrets it. I guarantee you that he regrets it. I would not be shocked if a call was made from Cal to Coach Stoops to apologize.
You think he should do it publicly?
I agree with that.
You know what? As long as you smooth it over, because the damage is done, man. Because if you come back publicly and you're like, I'm sorry, I didn't mean to say it, you know, you have some people that are like, oh, well, that's good. But you got to smooth it over with the people that are there. You got to smooth it over with the people in the administration and Coach Stoops. Because the last thing you want is for the football team and the basketball team to hate each other. I've been places where that's the case, and it is not a good situation.
What about the fans, though? What about the fans? Because, you know, Kentucky basketball fans are huge, just like Kentucky football fans. Do you think, I mean, the football fans don't need an apology or someone? Well, if you're having the basketball fans coming out defending Calipari to the Kentucky football fans. That is no good for Kentucky.
No, it's not good, but I think there's obviously a lot of carryover. There's a lot of fans that love Kentucky football and Kentucky basketball, and a lot of fans are so excited about Kentucky football because they're not having to just peer around the corner, them and Vanderbilt, hoping they win more than 4 or 5 games or don't go 2-10 like they were a couple of years before Mark Stoops got there, and then I believe his first year there. So I think it's a lose-lose. Like, regardless.
Yeah, you make a good point, though. It's something that I don't often think about. Like, when I think of a Kentucky fan, I think of a fan who pulls for the basketball team and the football team. You make a good point, though. Not every Kentucky basketball fan is a Kentucky football fan.
You should have saw him the other day.
Necessarily. You're talking about Michigan State's a good example. I mean, look, Michigan has played in 2 national titles in basketball since the football team played in one. Or Auburn has made a Final Four in basketball since the football team has made a postseason. So, again, we think about these schools as, yeah, there may be one prominent sport. I don't know how to think about fans who may be, like, I have a buddy now that I think about who's an Auburn football fan but a Maryland basketball fan. Like, that is a little different.
See, I don't understand that. I've never understood that. Like, I know people that are like, that are kind of front runner-ish where they love Kentucky basketball, Alabama football, the Warriors. We all know that guy. We all know that person. But, like, I just, as a fan of a school, because everybody's a fan of somebody, like, I'm a fan of the school. Like, I'm not, and I don't understand that. Well, I root for Auburn football #1, but LSU #2. Like, I've never understood that.
We're built a little.
This reminds me. This reminds me of a tweet from, I think it was Big Game Boomer, like either today or yesterday, who said Alabama football fans, here's who they pull for.
Oh yeah,
Alabama football, Duke basketball, Lakers NBA, like Tiger Woods in golf.
Yeah, no, it's we all know that guy, but that's just something. And again, maybe I'm just different, but I feel like there's more of us out there than them.
Midnight Crane to Georgia says, what is the bare minimum Kentucky has to do to become a football school? Is it winning the East, SEC champions, or maybe a Heisman winner?
Well, I think if you win the East, especially right now with the way Georgia's cooking, Tennessee, the East is about to be as good as it's ever been because South Carolina's coming up. It may not happen this year. I don't think it will, but they're coming up eventually. We're going to talk about Shane Beamer later. But if you're in constant contention for the East,
that's the word,
where every year you're a problem, you're not a doormat. Once out every 3 or 4 years, you may have a down year, win 6 games, win 7 games. But if you are constantly competing and you have a hostile environment and you're able to put on a good show and teams fear you, that to me is the bare minimum. But obviously, if we're looking at rings and stuff like that, winning the East, making an SEC championship game appearance. I mean, you look around. When's the last time Texas A&M was in the SEC championship? Nah. I mean, South Carolina's been. Missouri's been. I mean, there's some schools that haven't. It just kind of is what it is. So, again, I think Kentucky continues to be on the rise. One more, Blaine.
All right, Papa Link 90, thank you for the Ron Burgundy comp. I appreciate that. And Sean says, let the football program grow. Good for them. Calipari needs to focus on basketball champs and not looking at the football program's activities.
That's exactly right. That's the whole point. And, again, anybody in the chat or in the comments, just tell me, how is this good for Kentucky? Name one good thing that can come out is you're either getting the facility upgrade or you're not. I can go and tell you, you're probably going to get it. Because it's Kentucky and it's about basketball. So, again, it accomplished nothing. But speaking about accomplished, we had some football on.
Little NFL preseason last night, fellas.
And guess what, you guys? There's football on this weekend. I'm happier than a fat kid in a Pop-Tart factory. All right, come go ahead.
You can't just throw it to me after.
Yeah, hey, can. Now 20 kids bop.
Patriots Giants last night. Ravens Titans last night. Your boy Malik Willis kind of put on a show.
He did. He's got some growing to do, but he's got the tools. I mean, you see it especially when he pulls down and runs. Now he's got to be a little bit careful. And when you go through the offense he was at, leaving Auburn and then going and playing for Hugh Freeze at Liberty, which there's some similarities there. It's a very heavy RPO built offense, making a couple reads, then take off, stuff like that. It's going to take him a little bit of time, but the physical tools are there. He's got the arm. Now he needs some fine tuning, but if you noticed, that hitch in his throw was gone. Like that, again, let this kid cook a little bit. I'm telling you right now, I've got more faith in Malik Willis being a good NFL quarterback than I do that Justin Fields will be a good NFL quarterback. And I know it's not fair with the weapons around Justin right now, but I'm just telling you, Malik, he's got a little bit of that extra. Like Malik's got that dog in him. You can just tell the way he operates. Not saying Justin isn't good, but I think Malik Willis, given time, with where he's at, the organization that he's at, because the Bears are so dysfunctional right now. You wouldn't touch him with a 9-foot stick.
How about Kenny Pickett? You still like Malik Willis to have a better NFL career than Kenny Pickett?
Yeah, Kenny Pickett may never start a game in the NFL. I'm just telling you. You look at camp.
Well, think about it.
You look at camp right now. They're not exactly head over heels in Pittsburgh for Kenny Pickett. All right, he can't slide cancel everybody up there.
He did invent a move.
That was nice.
That was nice. He was like,
what
he's
you
like.
Put Justin Fields.
Can I say this though? Was that move he invented as good as the one that Will Ferrell did on Superstar, where he's like, "Hey Vivian, I came up with a new dance move. It's called the Move On With Your Life."
That was pretty good. Top 3. I'd give that top 3 for both. But I feel like if you put Justin Fields on the Titans, he would be as successful as Malik Willis. Because I feel like both of them comp really well for the type of
They're
offense
very similar.
Yeah,
They're very similar
players. I would say Malik has a better arm than Justin. I mean, Malik can just throw that thing to the moon. But the offense and the way the Titans are built, like organizationally, is really well. They're a downhill running team.
Play action.
You play action. You're a boot guy with a quarterback who has a good arm and who can run extremely well. And you don't ask him to do too much, especially when you're out of the pocket on boots. You only have a certain amount of reads, and usually it's a quick 1 to 2, then probably the check down, and you get the guy outside the pocket. Will they get in shotgun and throw it a lot? Yeah, that's fine. But structurally, the organization from the Bears, or how bad the Bears is, not even on offense, which their receiving core is terrible. Their offensive line is decent. Their defense has fallen apart. Roquan Smith is probably gone, one of the best players on defense. But if you would have put Justin Fields in Malik Willis's shoes or in that situation, I feel like he would be as successful as Malik.
Yeah, and I'm not saying there's a mountain of difference in between the two. That's not what I'm saying. But if I had to bet money over the next 5 years, who am I taking? I am taking Malik Willis over Justin Fields. And Blaine, again, that offense, and in the NFL, look, running's great, but you have to make the throws, especially when you get down late in the playoffs, late in big games, those crunch time throws that we've seen the Aaron Rodgers, the Tom Brady, the Patrick Mahomes, hell, even the Josh Allens be able to make. Can Malik make those throws? I think he can. I worry about Justin. I feel like Malik has more feel as a thrower. I feel like he's a more natural thrower of the ball than Justin is.
And early in his career here, his mobility is going to help him get out of trouble.
For sure. Look at last night.
It could also get him into trouble, too.
That is true, but I think it can help get him out of trouble early, too. I witnessed this firsthand with Denard Robinson at Michigan when he was a freshman. Before he knew the offense, before he could really even get a clean snap, he was still a threat. Denard fumbled his first snap at Michigan in the shotgun, picked it up, and ran a 45-yard touchdown. Now, I know Malik Willis isn't like that type of quarterback, but even last night you were able to see that being on the run, being mobile, was able to get him out of trouble without just having to 3 and a half.
The clock, I still think the clock in these two guys' heads has to be so different. If Justin Fields, that clock is so sped up. He got murdered.
Oh, yeah, and I was talking about against Kenny Pickett.
Okay.
I'm not saying Justin Fields isn't. No. I was just talking just about Malik Willis, but continue.
Yeah, I was just saying the clock in these guys' head have to be so different. Justin Fields, you can see it's 1, 2, I'm gone. Because after that, he got murdered last year. But if you look at Malik Willis with the offensive line the Titans has and the way that they run, right, they run it so much that it almost gives them an extra second in the pocket to really feel comfortable and set his feet and be able to make the throws. Justin Fields doesn't have that. There's not one time that I saw Justin Fields look actually comfortable in the pocket.
No, I agree, and we'll move on after this. But I will say, Malik Willis having the ability to be a legitimate threat to run and being able to hold that backside in on stuff gives Derrick Henry even more ammo to be able, again, who you going to double? I continue to say it, regardless of sport. That's the whole goal, offensively, in my opinion, to be good enough at places where you have to play us even. Because if you play us even, we have a lot more options, especially on third downs, third and passing downs. All right, we're going to play 2-man. We're going to shade these 2 guys. Oh, my God, we're going to get killed in the seam. Like, it's how it works. Obviously, the more weapons, the more points. It's just the nature of the beast.
Tyrod Taylor got a lot of action last night. What do you think of that?
He needs to be the guy.
He's not the future, though.
Yeah, he's not the long-term future, but Daniel Jones is not the short-term, the mid-term, or the long-term future. Daniel Jones looks like the exact same guy. You look at the way he operates. To me, he still looks so nervous in the pocket. I can see it. I can feel it when I'm watching him. And you could see, especially when Tyrod got in the game, the pace of the offense picked up for the Giants. They started going faster. They were able to do some things. Heck, Tyrod came in and played well. The receiver, number 15, his name escapes me, got the ball punched out. Or Tyrod was about to lead him to a scoring drive right when he got in there. Tyrod Taylor needs to be the starting quarterback for the Giants. This Daniel Jones experiment, it needs to stop. And he'll be a great insurance salesman here in a couple of years.
Well, if you're the Giants, if Daniel Jones is not your guy, you said you'd give him another year. I believe they said that this year would probably be the final year. At what point do you put Tyrod Taylor in to win you some games that maybe you don't need to win so you can be lower in the draft? I mean, at what point do you keep Daniel Jones in so you're able to tell your fans, like, look, I know we drafted him, but we gave him a chance. We gave him everything we had, and he's just not the guy. And you lose games, but you get the top 5 pick and maybe go get another guy. Because if you do put Tyrod Taylor in there, Tyrod Taylor is good enough to win you some.
It's the Marcus Mariota thing. And I think Tyrod's better than Marcus.
Yeah.
But again, what do people in high places have a problem doing? Admitting what? They were wrong. So by go ahead and eliminating Daniel Jones, you are looking at that fan base and saying, hey, this guy we went all in on from Duke that we told you was going to be the future,
what I'm saying.
that we really believed in? We were wrong. Apparently, we didn't know what we were talking about. So, again.
Let them play.
And they're going to.
Yeah.
I mean, it's what I'm guessing. But if you did want to give yourself the best chance to win, Tyrod Taylor is the guy. You put him next to Saquon, and you build the offense around that. But this Daniel Jones situation, you might as well put him on the raft and push him down the river because, oh, boy, it ain't going to work. Let's just put it that way.
Ravens were on last night. You want to do a little over-under win total for the Ravens here?
I love doing it.
Just to break this down?
I love doing it.
Yeah, I think Walsh would like that. Matty Walsh, let's see how it goes. What is it, 9.5?
Man, it's
10.5.
It's 10.5.
I believe the 10.5, the over was plus 120.
Really?
10.5.
Hit me with the sketch. They got to stay healthy, but hit me. And now,
Dave?
At Jets.
Win.
Dolphins.
At home.
Win.
At Patriots.
Win.
Bills.
At home? I'm going to go loss.
Bengals.
Win.
At the Giants.
Win.
Browns.
Win.
That's week 7, by the way, even though it may not matter with Deshaun Watson. At the Bucks.
Loss.
At the Saints.
Loss.
Panthers.
Win.
At the Jaguars.
Win.
Broncos.
At home? Win.
At the Steelers.
Win.
At the Browns.
Win. There it is.
Falcons.
Win.
Steelers.
Win. I am pounding the over here.
Oh, yeah, and Bengals. At the Bengals. Yeah, but he already.
You're going, was that 13 or 12?
Dude, it was 12. I mean, look at the schedule.
This is what I got.
What do you have, man?
I am pounding that over.
I got them winning 1-0 at the Jets, 2-0, 3-0. Bills at home, that's a loss.
I gave him a loss.
Bengals at home, that's a loss.
You're giving them a loss.
Against the Bengals at home?
Yeah, I think you're way too high on the Bengals, bro. I think you're way too high on the Bengals.
How?
Because the book's out. They're not. Everybody knows about Jamar. Everybody knows about Jamar.
Do you have Bengals sweeping them? Because it's a home and home.
No, going 1-1.
Okay.
All right, so keep going.
I have them
Keep
winning.
going.
I have the Ravens
interrupt
winning
you.
on the road at the Bengals at the end of the season.
Okay.
All right, well, just keep going.
Okay, yep. Then at the Giants, that's a win. Browns at home, win at the Bucks, loss at the Saints, loss. Panthers at home, win at the Jags, win. Broncos at home, win. Steelers on the road, win at the Browns, loss.
With if Deshaun Watson suspended a year.
Well, I'm saying this would be Deshaun playing. This would be week 12, 10 or 11.
I don't know, man.
With Deshaun there, I think at the Browns would lose that game. Falcons at home, win. Steelers at home, win. And at the Bengals, win.
You got them winning 11.
Yeah. So I'm taking
11?
the over, yeah.
I think I have 11 as well. Even if they split within their series, I think they're going to win more than 3 when you include the Jets, Pats, Giants, Bucks, Saints, Jaguars on the road, right?
Yeah, I know Lamar, especially with the contract thing, is ready to come out and ball. Again, I like the way the Ravens are put together. I know that Hollywood Brown just got, in trouble for speeding, whatever. But now, man, I really like the Ravens.
So let me ask about these road games again real quick. Tell me what y'all had. So at the Jets,
win.
I'm winning that. At the Patriots,
win.
Okay. At the Giants, win, right? At the Bucks,
loss.
At the Saints,
Loss.
And then at the Jaguars,
win.
Okay. Yeah.
I mean, that's a pretty favorable schedule.
At the Bengals at the end of the season.
That's a pretty favorable schedule.
Yes, sorry. I was keeping that separate from their division, basically. So even if they split within their division, right, out of those 6 games and win 3, with the 4 that you said on the road, plus 4 of the 5 home against the Dolphins, Bills, Panthers, Broncos, and Falcons, that would be 11.
Yeah, I think they could win 12. What I had them at 12 or 13, but
That wouldn't be surprising. All right, this is a good little nugget right here. Midnight Crane to Georgia says, I really need some good fantasy draft suggestions, guys. We just talked about the Ravens. If you want a kind of a sleeper back that you can pick this year,
I know where you're going.
A guy who kind of got banged up last year and to get to play a lot of the season is J.K. Dobbins.
J.K. Dobbins.
The kid was
the best
nice
J.K. since J.K. Rowling.
He was consistent on the ground. He averaged 4+ yards a carry, but a sleeper pick would be J.K. Dobbins.
This kid gave me nightmares, man, when he was with the Buckeyes.
And they have, the Travion Henderson kid they got this year, too.
Oh, well, they're going to keep him rolling
Absolutely
through
nice.
now.
But I'm going to tell you what, you want some fantasy advice? Draft a tight end first. Just remember I said that. Tight end's huge.
Everyone just tuned out from our show.
Don't draft a tight end first.
Draft a tight end first.
Is anyone
No. I'm saying like first round. I'm drafting tight. I draft tight end every first round. Who are you taking first overall pick?
Jonathan Taylor.
Okay, that's a running back. All right. Who are you taking first overall pick? You know?
I would take him or Derrick Henry.
Yeah, those would be one of my two. But
what are you saying? You're taking a tight end?
If I have in the first round past the 5th pick, I'm taking the best tight end. Because there's a lot of running backs out there. There's a lot of quarterbacks out there. There's a lot of wide receivers out there. There's not a ton of tight ends out there that are going to give you max value. I have won leagues because I drafted Travis Kelce.
You taking Jamar Chase or Travis Kelce?
I'm taking Travis Kelce.
With the 7th or 8th pick?
Yeah.
Wow.
I can go get
You're
another
taking
receiver.
Travis Kelce over Jamar Chase.
Yeah, name 5 tight ends that are elite in the NFL.
Okay, that's not what I'm saying.
Name 5 wide receivers.
That's not what I'm saying. 5 wide receivers that are elite?
Yes.
Justin Jefferson,
Yeah, see, it's
Devontae
easy.
There's Cooper Kupp.
You have to play
But the
twice
drop
as
off,
many.
but
I know why, because there's a lot of them.
I can name more than 5, but really, you're going from either Travis Kelce to Mark Andrews, right? Kyle Pitts, who would be
Zach Ertz can still play.
Kid for the Dolphins.
Gesicki.
God, there's one I'm missing.
That's what I'm saying. You're having to reach. But there's not a lot. And guess where teams go in the red zone? Guess where they go?
But there are enough receivers.
But first round, though, can't you get one of those guys?
I'm not saying it'd be
not if you're drafting against people that are
But
smart.
I'm saying if you have an elite receiver, or the Cooper Kupps, Jamar Chases, Devontae Adams,
anything out of the top 5 picks?
Those guys are a tight end. Take one of those receivers. So that's what you want to do. You can get a value pick in a tight end in later rounds. If you're going to put all the baskets on the tight end with Travis Kelce, like Tyreek Hill, like in these other guys, I'm just saying, you're talking to a guy who had Travis Kelce in most of his league.
The greatest part about it is we're going to get to find out.
We are.
Leave it there. We're going to get to find out. My draft strategy is a little bit different. Just trust me on this, Midnight Crane to Georgia. You get a chance to take an elite tight end. You grab them, and you don't let them go. All right, Blaine, one more.
Okay, Cat for Life says, why are you guys ripping off the best damn sports show background set?
Does it not kind of give that vibe, though?
I don't know what that is.
I said this, you may be too young. So it was like Rodney Peete, like Tom Arnold, the guy, Rose is his last name. See, that's a sports show that I grew up watching that I really, really enjoyed. And when we came in here for like the 3rd day, I was like, man, I get the best damn sports show vibe off of this. And it's such a great show. And I love the set, but I don't think anybody's ripping anything off. I think they had I think it was like 5 chairs, and that room was like huge. It was like in a auditorium.
They have a skyline.
Yeah, they have a skyline behind them and stuff like that. It was different, but the vibe is what I like, and I that's a compliment to me.
Yeah, Cat for Life, tread lightly, buddy, because you will get kicked out of this chat.
That was the Cat for Life. I'm guessing Kentucky fan.
I don't know. Kyle Kennedy says PPR, our standard scoring influences who you should draft.
For sure.
I can tell you right now, if you're not in a PPR league, why are you playing fantasy?
Yeah, I'm with you. I'm down with the OPP.
Chance says there's not a lot of fantasy running backs that are carrying their team. You're not wrong. You know, if you really go look through it, I mean, you got the Jonathan Taylors, the Derrick Henrys, the Nick Chubbs.
And McCaffrey's got to stay healthy.
McCaffrey, I would never.
Saquon Barkley got to stay healthy.
Or Saquon in the first round. I wouldn't, because I think a lot of it goes back to, I think, David, you were talking about this the other day. You get good running backs that are on good teams.
Yes, that's a philosophy.
Good running backs that are on good teams.
Now, that's cost me some championships.
But that's okay.
Because that's cost me some championships because good teams sit their stars because they made the playoffs the last game of the regular season, which is fantasy championship. But at that point, you made the championship. It's a coin flip anyway with who you've gotten. So I'd rather take good players on good teams than maybe even a superstar on a bad team, especially if it's a wide receiver with a bad quarterback or a star running back with nothing on the offensive line. I mean, if you're one-dimensional, how good are they going to be?
No, I'm with you. Again, you got to look at the team. But speaking about looking, if you want to look at the rest of the show, you can hear it. We'll leave the audio here. But if you want to watch it, head over to the Daily Wire Plus, become a member, or listen on Apple, Spotify, or wherever you get your podcasts. Subscribe, leave a 5-star review, and share it with your friends. We're going to be back with the best damn sports show since the best damn sports show, period. We are back. We got a couple more NFL little tidbits to talk about tonight. I will talk about football for 7 hours if I have to, David. What else do you got?
Deshaun Watson's taking the field tonight, boys. Browns, Jaguars.
Yeah, look, I mean, it is what it is right now. It's going to be a year.
You going to sprinkle a little something on the Browns right now for preseason?
I don't want
How many series is he going to get?
Probably 2 max. Probably 2 max. Again, you got to look at how some of these coaches view these preseason games, too. You have some coaches that are like the Bengals coach is like preseason, whatever. Some of these guys, like you look at last night at the Giants. I mean, Brian Daboll is basically treating it like a real game, and they still barely beat the Patriots. So the storyline's going to be interesting. Obviously, I don't even know if it's on TV. Some of these games aren't on except locally, which is disgusting.
You can't even watch NBA playoff games on TV. So
I don't get it.
Darn
I don't
it.
get it.
Yeah. But Falcons, Lions, Cardinals, Bengals, Jets, Eagles, Packers, 49ers. Any of those intrigue you, Blaine?
No.
No preseason. No preseason.
Not one. Games don't intrigue me. I'm sorry.
Even though football's back?
No, I'm glad football's back. Football intrigues me, but preseason just doesn't. It's just for the young guys. That's what it is for the guys.
Trying to make the
That's
team.
what it is. Trying to make.
But that's
the
cool
team.
too.
It's cool.
You got Hard Knocks, Lions on Hard Knocks.
Yeah, it's cool.
Right now?
Hard Knocks is cool, but it doesn't I'm not drawn to go watch preseason games because it's a fallacy to me. It's fake. It's not who they're going to look like. It's not who they're going to be.
So last night we had the Field of Dream games.
Yeah, I know.
Game in the MLB. You were more excited about that than NFL preseason?
Yes.
I
really?
get behind that.
Yeah. I think that Field of Dreams thing's so cool.
Here it is here, actually.
Let's run the clip.
Good. 0-1.
Cool thing.
Yeah, I had the Nerfy. Great.
Oh, it's the second
Look
pitch.
at that, though.
Look how cool that is, dude.
That's cool.
Yeah, it's unbelievable. I'd love to go to that. I mean, I'd probably get emotional. Like when they do the thing where they walk in from the outfield, coming out from the corner, that just gets me. It hits me right in the feels. That's a great view. Hey, guess what? Explosion.
They need to start getting the views, and I saw this the other day. It's a side camera.
Oh, the one with the Red Sox Braves?
See how hard the baseball is getting thrown and how almost impossible it is to hit a baseball.
I'll continue to say this. You were probably 8, 9 years old. I was 12, somewhere around there. We went to watch the Braves play the Cubs when they had Sammy Sosa. And we had really, really good seats, like probably 4 rows behind the first base dugout. And I watched Sammy Sosa and loved baseball. Loved it my whole life. I was the kid who slept with his bat, like that type. I watched Sammy Sosa hit a home run, a line drive home run that was hit so hard and left the field so fast. For a second, I didn't want to play baseball because I was like, that was hit. TV does not do it justice.
No.
It's like, you're like, oh, that was 95. If you were in the box and saw 95,
it's scary.
It's
legit.
scary. It's legitimately scary.
One of the scariest things I've seen in my life. Because the thing about it, you barely see it, but you feel it.
Yeah.
Like your whole body knows what just happened. Because I'm telling you, this is it. You're in the batter's box.
Yeah, you got to be like Daredevil.
And you can,
just
you
working
on
on
96 miles per hour right here. Your whole life, I already know when I'm going to die and what my life's going to be.
Yeah, I know who to bet on to win the Super Bowl in 2042.
I got 22 minutes.
But the way
the
way you felt, though, I bet that's how people felt watching Babe Ruth hit. All right, here we go.
Isn't it funny? I saw harder pitching in high school than Babe Ruth saw his whole career.
That's debatable.
It's not.
It's not.
How's that debatable?
Like I'm saying,
numbers are numbers.
And
David.
look, I know Babe played in his time. It's not his fault. But anybody that's drinking 2 beers and eating 3 hot dogs in between innings, I don't think you're cooking Jacob deGrom.
Because he knows he got to step it up a notch. You know?
Yeah.
Back then he knew, like, all right, look, I'm making more than the president now.
Babe's freaking out, hitting home runs and 82-mile-per-hour fastballs.
Yeah.
I'm the best. I'm the
I don't think
best.
he was doing that.
He might have been. Who knows?
Oh,
Like
that's-
one TV.
That wimpy deer. Yeah, it had one TV.
All right,
The whole
look,
city.
we have to talk about this Antonio Brown tweet.
Do you want to read the quote?
Yeah, I'll read the quote.
Look, man, I ain't on here trying to make fun of mental illness, but
Look.
like,
Antonio Brown said, my biggest regret in my career doesn't involve calling my GM a cracker or showing up at the Raiders camp late in a hot air balloon with frozen feet or throwing rocks at that UPS driver. And it definitely doesn't involve taking my shirt off and doing a victory lap around the Jet Stadium mid-game while throwing up deuces. My biggest regret is that I'll never get to see me, Antonio Brown, play a game live. Sure, I can watch the game afterwards, but I can't imagine what it was like for you all to see something like that. It's like watching the Beatles or Jesus perform at Red Rocks.
you know, obviously, anytime you compare yourself to Jesus, it's probably not a great idea. But I want to laugh at this. But it's sad. It's sad because Antonio Brown is so unbelievably talented. He's so good. And to watch him just mentally crumble into basically a lack of a better term, crazy person. Would you let Antonio Brown watch your kids by themselves right now? I mean, the dude has gone off the ledge. I mean, he is, and it's sad. It's so sad to see because in some sense, he's a little bit right. It was so much fun to watch him. Hell, it was fun to watch him at Central Michigan. But watching what he was doing in the NFL, the way he was able to do it, and now he has just totally jumped the shark, and he's, for lack of a better term, now he's just a clown that everybody points and laughs at.
Yeah, the dude's a clown. The dude's a clown. I think he does have mental problems. I think he does need to either talk to somebody or get checked in somewhere. And you go back and look at it. One, you call your GM a cracker. You don't apologize for that, so you're somewhat racist. You act a complete fool on the field. And this dude's an incredible talent, but you act a complete fool on the field. And then after that, you go do rapping and, you know, the things I've seen him do with rapping on the stage, doing stuff, it's turned into a total disaster. And it's so sad to see, but I'm not mad about it. And I'm not going to sit here and make fun of the guys because obviously he needs help, right? He legitimately needs help. He needs to get checked in somewhere, and he needs to probably be watched over maybe your 24, 48 hours, because this is a healthy, mentally healthy person doesn't say this. They don't say this. So this isn't a game. This isn't a joke. This isn't AB being AB. AB has mental problems. He's probably a low intelligent human being. I'm not trying to be mean when I say that, but this was the sign up, and he needs to be helped.
Well, that combination of Antonio Brown, Ben Roethlisberger, and Le'Veon Bell, when they were with the Steelers, it was so much fun to watch that when that deteriorated, it was really sad. But I thought, okay, he wants out. He went to the Raiders, had John Gruden coming in. I was like, this could be electric. To watch what he did there, to basically just, you know, take the trust they had put in them and just let them down to be able to then go to the Patriots, that's when I kind of wrote him off.
Yeah.
But then to go to the Patriots, if Bill Belichick can't fix you, or then you go to Tampa Bay with Brady and you have a locker beside him and he can't help you, at some point it is seriously what you've always said about this, which is a mental health issue.
Yeah, I really think it is.
But did you see what the Braves mascot Blooper tweeted in response?
Yeah.
He said, my biggest regret in my career doesn't involve calling myself bigger than Big Cat or stealing all that money or clearing 2-bit after he took my hat. And it definitely doesn't involve taking my shirt off and doing a victory lap around Cobb County after the World Series like an absolute degenerate. My biggest regret is that I'll never get to see me, Blooper, work a live game. Sure, I can watch my highlights afterwards, but I can't imagine what it's like for you all to see something like that. It's like watching Nickelback or Napoleon Bonaparte perform at the Roxy.
That blooper's always coming through in the clutch. But what else we got in rapid fire?
Oh, man. Let's see what else we have here. On a better note, what Shane Beamer did with his football team at South Carolina. We have this video here. This is what makes college football special to me.
Yeah, let's play the video. Shane Beamer just gets it, man. Let's go ahead and roll it.
That wasn't easy to get up here, correct? In all seriousness, I want you to understand what we do and then also who we do it for. And y'all saw a lot of stuff happening on this walkover. You saw people out there trimming those trees, to make it look great for game day. You see all the construction. You can see the new LED lights and ribbon boards. But imagine you make that walk here, and now you got to climb all those steps to the very top of the upper deck where your head is up against the back of the stadium on the last row. People pay money to come watch you guys play and do that. I don't want us to lose sight of the sacrifices that people make to come watch you guys play down there.
Whew. Yeah, you know, again, number one, the music's perfect in the background, but you know, I think sometimes, and this is just how it is. You know, we always talk about the players and the coaches. You know, we'll talk about Cal and Saban, and we'll talk about, you know, Spencer Rattler and, you know, Zach Calzada or TJ Finley. But what makes sports great are the fans. What makes these atmospheres unbelievable are the fans, the people who pay for these stadiums and for these things that make the experience unbelievable are the fans. And I think Shane Beamer, again, you look at the way he operates, you know, some coaches are truly in it for themselves. Some coaches are egotistical to the point where it's about them. They make everything about them. Shane Beamer is not one of those guys. You can tell that Shane Beamer cares about his guys, not only, you know, how well they play on the field, but how well they do off the field, how they understand things. And again, it's so much easier to recruit when you come off as genuine because you are genuine. And it seems to me that Shane Beamer is one of the most genuine guys out there.
I'm very, very proud to have attended and played for the University of Michigan. But there is a small part of me that wonders what it would have been like had I committed to Shane Beamer and Sylvester Croom at Mississippi State when they offered me. Because I knew then that he was recruiting kids and he was recruiting me in a way that other coaches weren't contacting me. Like a genuine human being that would communicate with you, and it was just like a guy who you wanted to play for. Now, he wasn't the head coach at that time, but to see the success that he's had since then and what he's going to do for this South Carolina program, I'm so proud for everything he's done.
Nothing about that felt forced.
Exactly.
Or fake. Felt fake.
Nope.
That felt 100% genuine. And as a former football player myself and a football coach, like, it's hard to even watch that. Not even being there, because if I was there, I definitely know I would. But to just the chills that came over my body when I heard that. And only certain guys have that. You know, only certain guys can really get you to that point to where, you know what, I'm going to put my helmet on, my pads on, I don't care who's out in front of me, but I'm going to give it everything I have to run through that wall right there. And Shane Beamer, he's got that wow factor to him, man, and it just feels real. South Carolina's in great hands.
Yeah, you're born with that. Like, you're born with that. Obviously, his father, you know, Frank Beamer was a legend, but you're born with that way to communicate. It's
and this
hard
is coming from guys who sat on the back row before.
Yeah.
I've been up there in the bleachers, looking down there when I was young. Man, I hope that can be me one day.
Yeah.
You know, I mean, this guy gets it. All right, last thing for me here is the possibility of the ACC and Big Ten Challenge in college basketball being finished with the ESPN and the Big Ten not reaching a deal. And then you had said something about the possibility of the NCAA going away from the automatic qualifiers in college basketball.
Yeah, well, our buddy Jeff Goodman, who we've had on the show, I think he may have been the first guest we ever had.
He was the first one here, yeah.
Yeah, here at Crane and Company. He had mentioned something about Greg Sankey had talked to him about there not being automatic bids for some of these smaller teams to get into the NCAA tournament, like a St. Peter's, and that to me is just goes totally against what makes the tournament so great. Why don't mess with the NCAA basketball tournament? Don't mess with March Madness. Don't touch it. All right, football already has no parity. Okay, we see the same movie over and over and over again. You know what makes March Madness great? You don't know what's going to happen, and it doesn't matter the brand on your shirt. Anybody can beat anybody. So don't touch it. Don't touch it at all. Y'all stop breaking stuff stop trying to fix stuff that isn't broken. Leave it alone. Keep your hands off of it.
And with 68 spots in the postseason tournament, I'm a little less sympathetic to hear the 7th or 8th best team in a conference say, well, we could have been in there instead of that really, really small school. There's already 68 opportunities.
Look, if you can't make the NCAA tournament with that many spots in it, I don't want to hear you complain. Like, we're not arguing over 4 spots. You can make some good arguments in that. 68? Play better. Win more games. Win more games that matter. Stop scheduling teams that are trash in your non-conference. Like, come on, let's figure it out.
And this ACC Big Ten Challenge going away might affect that too, because that was a really great opportunity for cross-conference scheduling.
Yeah, I loved it. I love the ACC Big Ten. I love the SEC Big 12 Challenge. I mean, I love that stuff. It's what makes college basketball great. But, Blaine, Booster Club.
Yes, Crane Crazy, CPA 12. I never played for a big program like that, but playing in front of 1,000 people is exciting. You look in the stands, and the people are there for you. And it's kind of crazy, but also a big responsibility.
It is. Well, with great power comes great responsibility. Oh, why did I hear that? Spider-Man?
All right, BJPS09XU13. Football can teach you an important lesson. You can lose but not be defeated. If you give it everything you have for 4 quarters, you may lose, but you'll never really lose in life.
The man in the mirror. You know, are you happy with what you see in the mirror with the effort that you give?
Michael Nostradam.
Oh, nice.
Is March Madness your favorite post-playoff?
Yes, postseason. Yes, it's the greatest. Football's my favorite sport. Okay, it's my favorite sport. But March Madness is the greatest postseason event of all time. In my opinion, it's better than the NFL playoffs. It's better than the World Cup. It's even better than the College World Series in baseball. I love it. I am glued to the TV, especially those first couple weekends. Mm-hmm. I love turning on True TV and watching Lipscomb, or Liberty or Lipscomb or somebody beat Iowa, and I love it. It's such a great time. I'm a March Madness fiend.
Yep.
All right, Bob Williams and Devin21, kind of the same question, but they both want to know for the Auburn family here. Hashtag Ask Crane & Co. Going off Bob comments about his Auburn scrimmage, do you think we'll have a more clear picture of who the starting QB for Auburn will be?
Yeah, it'll clear up. You got to name a starter. Now, does that mean the other guy won't play? No, but again, when I look at Zach Calzada and TJ Finley, I kind of get that Spider-Man gif of just, pointing each other. Like, I don't know if the difference level of talent, I don't think either one of them's elite. They're very similar stylistically in the way that they play. He's going to name a starter because you got to have a guy for the team to rally behind, but I wonder how quick that trigger will be to pull him if it's not going good.
All right, Cap for Life wants I got a question. Does Mike Gesicki get traded to the Bears for Roquan Smith?
This is a great question. Thanks for hanging around, Cap for Life. But it's funny because linebackers and tight ends go against each other a lot. So, again, you look at what the Bears need. Obviously, the Dolphins have offensive weapons. You have Tyreek Hill. You have Waddle. But Gesicki at tight end, especially in the red zone, it's always hard to trade a really good tight end. Because, look, Mike Gesicki isn't just a big-bodied guy out there that bullies people. He can move. He's long. He catches the ball with his hands away from his body. He's not afraid to go over the middle, and he's not a horrible blocker. Roquan Smith is an unbelievable player at linebacker, but to me, if I'm the Dolphins, I wouldn't touch him. Because, again,
Gesicki?
Man, I've heard it both ways.
Tomato.
It's catch it and spike it.
Yeah. Gesicki, we need to hit up our boy Adam Brenneman. He'll know the exact translation, or pronunciation. But, again, I feel like it's a lot harder to find a tight end that can do those things than it is a linebacker that's good enough to get the job done. And with what you have outside, with Waddle on one side, Tyreek on the other, you have that threat in the middle, in the seam. That is hell to guard, everybody. That scares you to death.
Especially with the style quarterback Tua is.
Yes.
He's lethal in the intermediate game. I mean, this guy throws the seam ball and the slant ball as good as anybody, right? The question mark has been, can Tua really push it down the field deep in the NFL? Well, great tight end play is going to help that. His style.
That's exactly right. And that'll take a lot of pressure off of Tyreek and Jay.
And the red zone especially.
That's exactly right. One more.
All right, live for truth. Hashtag Ask Crane and Company. Will we cover esports? And would you play Mario Kart on All Access?
Number one, I would love to cover Mario Kart. We will start covering esports when the NCAA football game comes out. 2023, because guess what? We may have a team, Crane & Company, coming straight in your living room, 689 hook, figure out a way to stop it, bud.
Look, the first thing I do when it comes to that is, do you know how to stop the power?
I used to get triple option and wreck kids online.
I did too, actually.
And then we'll build on from that. That's not the only game coming out that year. There's also like a big Harry Potter game coming out. I can't wait to never play it.
Yeah, I don't know why you would ever disrespect NCAA football by even mentioning the Harry Potter game. And
I said I never play it. I didn't mean to mention it.
Mention it.
I know you said mention it.
Well, mention.
Well, I don't get to really make fun of you when you mess up a word, but every time I mess up a word, it's boom, just like that.
Well, I don't mess up words a lot.
You don't. I'll give you credit on that.
Thank you. All right, you want to read another one while I'm ahead of
I do. I have to find it.
And injustice.
Truth and injustice
Yes.
today.
Truth
went,
and
didn't
injustice.
you went 1-1. You're
I
good.
did, but
You're
look.
Travis Elrod, listen. Travis Elrod, what are the 3 best conferences in basketball right now? Tom.
I mean, ACC,
Still got to give Big Ten some love.
still got to give Big Ten some love, and the SEC.
So
But
you're
the
just keeping
SEC,
the Pac-12 out
yeah,
of there.
and look, I know the Pac-12, UCLA was balling, USC's made some runs. You know, Bill Walton, the Conference of Champions. Somebody's gonna have to put a life alert on that guy if the Pac-12 goes away. I don't know what's gonna happen. But I said this a couple years ago. It will not be long, and you can already see it in the draft where the SEC is going to be the best basketball conference. Because when the SEC makes its mind up that it wants to be the best at something, it's not a matter of if, it's a matter of when. Look at baseball. Look at softball. Look at football. Hell, look at equestrian, underwater basket weaving, Scrabble, debate. Vandy's pretty good. That's how they carry their water. So I think those are the 3. But the better question is, who's the best? I think that's the better question.
Okay, I don't know if y'all saw this, but this is a great question. Cody Nason, 95, hashtag Ask Kramer.
The graphic king.
Have you seen the Excel spreadsheet esports that was on, I think it was on ESPN2?
The Excel
The
spreadsheet.
Excel is like spreadsheet championships.
No, what is that?
It's like who can do Excel the best.
Like Excel?
Like
Excel?
Excel.
Why would
on the
I
computer.
ever? I barely got
Did you really
through
ask me
that
if I
class.
watched that?
It was
when would I-
amazing to watch. Like, it was super fun to watch. Give it a chance.
So you don't like chocolate cake. You like chocolate ice cream. And
I'm not
Excel
saying I
spreadsheet
like
competition?
Excel. I don't do it.
Where's my brother?
I don't do it, but watching it.
Who is this guy?
I don't like.
on
I don't shove 60 hot dogs down my mouth and say I like it, but I'll watch Chestnut get up there and kick some ass.
Well, watching Joey Chestnut down 60 glizzies as composed to watching some guys battle over an Excel spreadsheet,
it was. I'm telling you, dude, it was. The competition level was there.
it's not for me, bud.
I'm telling you, watch it. Give it a chance.
Okay, it's not
Give
for
it a
me. I'll
chance.
tell you what is for me tonight, because I'm only betting football now. Baseball, guess what? Surprise, I'm
Even
gone.
preseason?
Yes. Look, foosball's
Bold.
foosball.
Bold.
All right? Give me the Cardinals money line plus 107. You want to know why? Look at the backup quarterbacks. McSorley, Colt McCoy. Obviously, Kyler's not going to play. I like the Cardinals. Sneaky, Lemony Snicket style. Then, give me the Eagles. So the line's kind of moved since I took them this morning in our group text. I'm taking the Eagles plus 1.5 at home. That's minus 1.25. So minus 125. Jalen Hurts. I think the Eagles care more. It's a new, more pass-happy offense. I know Devontae Smith's a little bit beat up. They're not going to play everybody. But Philly at home, they want to show progress. We all know how crazy the Philly fans are. They threw snowballs at Santa Claus. So give me the Eagles plus 1.5. Keeping it, Blaine? Did it.
Look, I like your optimism, and you almost sold me, but I have no idea what's about to happen in a preseason game. I have a little bit more idea when Scherzer's on the mound. Right?
Cat eyes?
Gonsolin's on the mound. So why don't you go ahead and give me Mets minus 1.5 full game plus 100, and Dodgers with Gonsolin on the mound minus a 1.5 at minus 175.
Gonsolin's out there throwing spells.
Yeah, well, let's keep doing it.
Before I give my bets out, I'm going to give up a great point from Kyle Kennedy here.
Kyle Kennedy?
Yeah.
Is it about the Excel spreadsheets?
It is. Of course. It says you can't be hashtag math and push-ups and be bashing Excel.
First off, yes, I can.
I love it, Kyle.
Yes, I
Keep
can.
them on their toes, Kyle. The people got to let them know.
Yeah,
Okay, Kyle. Okay, Kyle.
No, Kyle, I agree to disagree. Febreze Brothers, fresh start, but agree to disagree.
Okay,
Look,
guys.
we want to be the best at everything, so if we're the best at Excel, that's great too, but I don't necessarily have to watch it, do I?
Would it-
How much other stuff do we have to keep up with?
Yeah, I'm not. What's the next thing I'm going to watch? Who makes the best PowerPoint? Or who can do the best at spell checking a Word document? I'm done with
I
school.
really didn't think y'all
Let me
would
tell
be
you.
so-
Next thing you know, they're going to
I'm
be
done
showing
with school.
Next thing they're going to
Hey,
be
you're
showing
safe.
I
like
just don't like men in beige sweaters
Guys,
with mustaches telling me about
Trust
Excel
tree.
competition.
You're in the trust tree. You're safe here. It's okay.
next thing you know, they're going to have TV shows about like guys who own pawn shops and stuff. Like I don't.
Hey, Pawn
Like
Stars is
NFTs?
good. Guys,
Hey, guys,
you fellas
I've
want to buy some
decided,
NFTs?
I'm decided. I have a very stubborn personality, and
No.
I've decided that I'm not going to quit taking these first pitch bets.
Dude, you were like
I don't care.
10-4.
I don't.
One's going
and
to
then
hit.
you went Antonio Brown.
I
one's
don't
gonna hit.
care. I want to hit one of these because it's right in front of my face. Lost $100 yesterday, betting 2 of them. Neither of them hit. But the payout for these are ridiculous. It got to the point where maybe should I just bet the Braves because sooner or later Acuna's going to get up there and swing at the first pitch. It's going to happen.
Altuve's another
So
guy.
this is
that's
what I'm
ready
going to
do
take.
it.
I'm not taking 2 of them. I'm going to take one of them. I'm taking a Nerfy between the Twins and the Angels. All right, I'm going to have that for for safety, but in the Nerfy I took yesterday, we had 2 outs in the bottom of the first. He gave up 2 doubles in a row.
Oh, that'll make you puke. Not as bad as what the Phillies did to me
just
the other day.
kick
I'll
me in
never
the face
forgive
in a
you.
dark room. All right, then I'm taking bottom of the first this time. Not the top. Not the top. The bottom. Got to switch it up sometimes. All right, you're going to be the bottom. First pitch, A's, Houston. First pitch, any other outcome. You just got to put it in play. I don't care if it's hit or an out. Doesn't matter. Can't be a foul ball that no one catches or just a strike or a ball or it can't hit them. First pitch, plus 1,100.
Okay. Baby Cone, he wants to get on the football train.
I'll throw them
at least
Cone.
one
I'll
bet.
throw it.
Falcons money line, plus 120. We'll see. Mariota, are they going to care a lot, win some games, and lose them in the regular season? That's what we call the sneaky tank. And then the Giants, baseball, minus 1.5, so on the run line at minus 120. Guys, it's tight right now. Baby Cone 11-9, Cone's 8-12, Blaine's 10-10. I'm 9-11.
Well, to be
that
honest
makes
with you guys, I was just going to do this so we can kind of keep the competition.
No.
Until he hits one of these plus 1,200.
I know what you're
close, guys.
Yeah.
We know what you're doing.
I don't want y'all moping. I don't want y'all moping around.
Hey, listen here, Ron Burgundy.
Yeah, we know.
Books.
We know what you're doing. You want to hit this unit so you can make it unreachable. But guess what?
But this is just one of those things where it seems so simple and so easy.
Just jump on one.
And the payout is ridiculous. I mean, it's plus 1,100.
All right, I'm going to get to the Boost Club bet. So we want our top play from last night. We talked about Malik Willis earlier. Watch the moxie and the dog he's got in him a little bit. Let's run the clip. It's literally 3x1. We used to, it's trips tied open. That's what we used to call it.
I think we need to put a definition of got that dog in him.
Excuse me. Oh, I like that. Or a tray. Sorry, I called the formation wrong. It's tray off, open. Sorry.
Yeah.
Tight end.
Get it right.
Sorry. And it's FIB.
Defensive.
Go ahead. Let's roll the clip.
Willis rolling
The
to
gun.
his right, comes back to his
Watch him
left.
reverse field. You can't lose contain, coach.
Jeez.
Watch this right here, though.
Athleticism.
I'm not afraid. I'm not afraid.
Give it up to him. Yes, sir.
Yep.
Malik Willis.
Can you see it again? He's
Lose
going to work the
contain.
right side. It was a pick play to the
Oh,
right
who was
side.
that? Y'all know who 14 was?
Who?
Guess who it was?
Who?
Guess who it was? Kyle Hamilton
Dude, I'm telling you.
from Notre Dame.
Notre Dame.
The
Don't
biggest
lie.
bust in the draft.
I was
You think so?
shocked.
Yes.
He said it. I'll give Blaine credit. I mean, his hips worry me.
Ew.
Change of direction
Ew.
worries me. I'm just telling you. I think the Ravens may.
He's
kinda
not a
screw up
safety.
look. You're a
He ain't a
nickel.
safety.
You're a nickel at best,
best.
and you better not. And the
Yeah,
scary part
you're a
about this,
nickel
if
at
you go
best.
man with somebody in the slot,
You're
best
done.
of luck to
Bye.
you. Bud.
You're done.
Yeah. What did NSYNC say? Bye bye. Bye bye. All right. So here's what we got. Booster Club picks. Tall Riots 9-0. You guys, I'm going to be honest, man. I'm impressed. We have a lot of people that bet. I guess the more people that bet, the likelier you're at. 10-0 is not easy.
We're going to have to knock out a wall and make it just an entire board.
Yeah, well, again, at 10, he's 9-0. He wants Michael Harris to at least get one hit going on at minus 195. Why not play it safe? All right, Tyson's right hook, 6-0. He wants Phillies, Mets, Nerfy. Al Caramba, 1368, 4-0. He wants the Giants minus 1.5. Him and Baby Cone are bet buds. Blaine's mustache, 4-0. He's rocking with the Philly, Mets, Nerfy. Williams DG's 4-0. He wants the Browns money line. JMPB _ the only ones, 4-0. He wants the Dodgers on the run line minus 1.5. Angelo G85 is 3-0. He wants the Packers over the Niners on the money line. Dragon B Flamin' on Flamin' Dragon Friday is 2-0. He wants the Red Sox over 6. I think this is just the Red Sox over 6. No, excuse me. It's Yankees and Red Sox over 6 runs at minus 195. Barefoot Cowboy, because why would you wear boots, is 1-0. He wants the Diamondbacks, Rockies, Nerfy at plus 125. Man, the Rockies, Nerfies, dude, that's just where Nerfies go to die. But we got 2 new guys in the Booster Club. Moneyball Manager, a.k.a. Nicholas. He's going to take he's going double here. He wants the Dodgers on the run line minus 1.5 and the Rockies first 5 money line going on at minus 118.
Wow, young Nicholas.
And then Jay Stewart Ranch is 0-0. He wants the Bengals money line. We have another new guy. We're going to call him Joshua because I can't read his handle on the show, but it is hilarious.
Can you not read it, though? Could you not, substitute a word?
Okay, it's pants to my chest.
He said it. What's the new football league?
No. That's not what the name
Don't
is.
point at me.
The Nipple League?
The Nipple League.
Yeah, it's his new
Oh, you're talking about the new the National Powder Puff League?
Pants to his nipples.
That's a few years away.
Yeah, let's just say
We're still gonna
pants to
tackle.
the
nipples.
Let's put it that way.
There you
It's
go.
not exactly right, but it's hilarious. Anything, Blaine? Parting thoughts? Poll?
I didn't put a poll out.
You didn't put a poll. I'll tell you, get out.
I didn't put a poll out today. I don't know why.
Okay. So
you just forget?
should Blaine be done curating
Yes.
that?
Did
It's 100%
Like the people
yes.
will riot
did
against
Cat for Life get in your head that much?
No, he didn't. I
I
completely
feel
forgot
like
about
he
it. But he had a great question, good second question. Look, you can come in hot. You know what I'm saying? Well, we're a type of chat where you can come in, but when you get to the point where you're just absolutely just you came out to rag on people and stuff like that, that's when you get kicked out.
Well, no. If the worst insult you can throw at us is that our set looks really good, like an old show, like I'll take that. I will say, we're good. Me and
On
you,
what?
we're good.
Oh, you
Oh,
talking about
Twitter thing last
yesterday?
night?
You
Yeah.
were on one.
No.
Twitter.
What happened?
Out of nowhere.
No.
No.
What happened?
No. I got this. Out of nowhere, I'm sitting at the house, just watching some TV, watching a little baseball highlights, and nowhere. Because whenever I miss 2 bets, you can guarantee Jake's saying something.
Oh no, I have.
You can
How many?
guarantee
You're on Twitter.
it. Jake's saying
What does he
something
say about
on Twitter. So he said, I think it was somewhere along the lines of, Blaine's 0-4 his last 2 days. All right. I bet he doesn't have the guts to keep his mustache.
I thought, because remember last time Blaine said after he lost his first bet, if he loses the other one, he's shaving the mustache.
So I said,
I'm trying to save your mustache.
So I said, it's funny coming from a guy who doesn't have the guts to grow one.
I would grow one. When have I not had the guts to grow one? I wore a backwards hat on the
and then it just went off the rails.
Well, you calm down, kiddo.
No, what'd you say before? They said, calm down, soft boy.
That's
what he said. On Twitter, I was like, oh, God. I was like, then you know what?
But
then
you know I meant it
I
in
started
jest.
trolling them. I started trolling them.
You know I meant that
I
in
was like,
jest.
calm down, sport.
Calm down.
I was like, look, kiddo, calm down. I was like, go to your room. We'll talk about this later.
You know what I
It's
said?
your older brother.
You know what I
he's
said
like,
to him? I said, I got more rooms than you.
yeah, he does. I'm one person. I don't need
You got
more.
rooms to get.
Well, I'm a guy.
Yeah, I'm not planning on having a family anytime soon. Then he's Morpheus and the architect.
Wow, so I missed a lot on
Yeah, and I was
Twitter.
just like,
just treating it like your normal chat, our normal.
the insecurity police had a show for Jake yesterday.
The what?
The insecurity police.
Oh my goodness.
From South Park.
That's hilarious. I think you're getting a call right now, actually. It's from
They got my number
security.
saved.
Yeah, it's literally saved inside of you. All right, anything from the Boost Club party?
Booster Club, great job today. Have a great weekend. Devin21 says Blaine is consistently under attack for his takes. We the people got your back in the Booster Club, Blaine.
Love it.
End my weekend on that, baby.
Love it.
No,
I'm going to end my weekend
I'm
on
so
that.
sick of this.
They called you Blaine though. They
This
called you Blaine,
victory.
and it's Friday, and they called you
don't burn
Blaine.
the chat.
The Booster
Not
Club
from-
can do that, but you two can't.
They called you Blaine.
No, the Booster Club can do that.
I'm just glad the mustache is here today. I was just trying to make sure the mustache survived. Mainly because the person who created that Twitter handle, I don't know if he'd
like
ever
it.
forgive you. I don't know if he'd ever.
That's why I don't know if I can ever shave it.
Yeah, you'd be letting a lot of people down.
Yeah.
Well, you did say, I'll give you credit, that you will shave it when the month, if you don't win the month.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's working.
So
man.
we'll see.
Remind people about the showtime.
Yes. So we will be going in the mornings now here in a couple weeks. We're in drive time. Yes, you're welcome. Now you can watch us in the morning. 7:30 Eastern to 9
on
Eastern.
August 22nd.
On August 22nd is when we will start. We're also going to be having a feature where you can basically call into the show and ask your questions as well with the Booster Club. And people have asked, how do I get in the Booster Club? It's easy. You just sub to the YouTube. It's that easy. Go to the YouTube, sub, submarine style, and we'll get down. But we appreciate you guys. And make sure you're following us everywhere. TikTok, Instagram, all that good stuff. It's football season. Everybody get excited. What, Blaine?
We should start going live on TikTok.
We should start going live on TikTok.
you
we
start
should
live?
start going live on TikTok.
You think we should, David? Great
We should
idea,
start
David.
doing that.
That's a
Are
great
you
idea.
robot? Are you a robot, David?
You're the one over here talking about I don't like chocolate cake, but I do like.
That makes me
what was
not a robot. We just I was like, we should go live on TikTok. Jake's like, we should go live on TikTok. Dave's like, we should go live.
it? Hold on.
He is a robot.
Hold
Yeah,
on.
hit it.
Kyle Schwarber, you are out of here.
You're the robot.
And then he lets you down and then run to everybody. We appreciate you guys. And like the chances of Kentucky not getting that new practice facility for basketball, we're gone.